I was looking at a study recently that explains something so many of us are quietly dealing with. Why women over 50 find it nearly impossible to lose weight, even when we are eating less than we ever have before. I've talked to so many women who are currently caught in a cycle of cutting calories and pushing themselves harder at the gym, only to see the scale stay exactly where it is, or worse, move in the wrong direction. It's a deeply frustrating experience when the diet rules you've followed your whole life suddenly stop working. You might find yourself at a dinner party, carefully picking at a salad while everyone else enjoys the main course, yet you're the one waking up feeling puffy and heavy the next morning. Have you ever felt that sinking feeling in your chest when you realize your favorite pair of trousers, the ones that were loose just 2 years ago, won't even button today? It's easy to feel a sense of betrayal, as if your body has decided to stop listening to you altogether. You might even feel a quiet sense of shame, wondering if you've simply lost your discipline or if you're doing something wrong that everyone else has figured out. But I want you to take a deep breath and listen closely. You are not broken, and this is not a failure of your willpower. What you are experiencing is a major shift in your internal chemistry. For decades, your body operated like a high-efficiency engine, but now the biological instructions have changed. It's as if you are trying to run a modern piece of software on an older computer. The system isn't failing, it just needs a different kind of update to handle the new workload. The encouraging truth is that once we understand why the old methods are failing, we can give your body exactly what it's asking for to feel light and energized again. But what is the specific biological switch that flips after menopause? And why is your brain telling you that you're starving even when you've just finished a meal? Welcome back to the Vital Women podcast. I'm Dr. Aiko Tanaka, and I've spent my career exploring what really happens in the body after 50. I am so glad you've joined me today, because if you've been feeling defeated by a scale that won't budge or a waistline that seems to have a mind of its own, I want to tell you right now, you are not broken. I see this every day. The quiet frustration of skipping dessert and walking miles, only to feel heavier and more tired than when you started. I understand that out-of-control feeling when the healthy habits that worked in your 30s suddenly feel like they are working against you. But there is a very real biological reason why your body is responding differently to food and exercise during this transition. We are moving away from the old restrictive diet talk today and focusing on simple, real-world solutions that actually respect your new chemistry. Today, we are going to walk through 5 specific reasons why traditional dieting stops working after menopause, and more importantly, how you can actually start to see progress again. We aren't just going to talk about eating less. I'm going to show you exactly how your internal metabolic engine has changed and what you can do to support it. You'll learn how to quiet those intense cravings and start feeling like the vibrant person you recognize in your favorite memories again. My promise to you is that by the end of this episode, you'll have a clear, easy understanding of why the old rules failed you and a simple plan to help your system find its balance again. Your body is simply asking for a different kind of support in this stage of life, and I am here to help you provide it. I want to help you understand why the years after menopause represent such a turning point for your metabolism. For most of your life, your body was incredibly efficient at turning meals into energy. However, as you move past 50, that internal rhythm changes because dropping estrogen levels stop providing the same instructions to your cells. One fact that might surprise you is that your basal metabolic rate, the calories you burn while resting, accounts for 70% of your daily energy use. When this idle speed slows down, your body stops burning fuel and starts holding onto it. Simultaneously, your body changes how it handles muscle. Estrogen is vital for maintaining muscle mass, and since muscle burns calories even while you sleep, losing it makes weight loss feel like an uphill battle. Your muscles handle about 20% of your daily energy. When that engine shrinks, you simply require less fuel. Another shift happens with your hunger signals. When estrogen falls, you produce less leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you are full. When leptin is low, your brain honestly thinks you are starving, even after a healthy dinner. This is why intense cravings for sugar feel impossible to ignore. It isn't a lack of willpower, it's a biological signal. This is why eating less and moving more often stops working. We aren't just dealing with calories, we are navigating a different hormonal environment. Your body is simply responding differently to the world. Once we provide the right support, like protein and strength training, that stuck feeling starts to fade. You are just learning to thrive under a new set of rules. I've been thinking about how often we carry these changes in silence, feeling like the only ones who can't make the old rules work anymore. If you've been standing in your kitchen at night, feeling deep hunger after a healthy dinner, you are part of a massive community feeling the same thing. It isn't a lack of discipline, it's a shift in how your brain and body communicate. Let's open a conversation. Please go to the comments and type hunger if you've been struggling with intense, bottomless cravings. If you feel like your metabolism has hit a wall, type fuel. I read every story because they help me understand your journey. Was there a moment today where you felt frustrated by a scale that hasn't moved, or a heavy feeling that made you want to hide in loungewear? Your body is sending specific signals, like that drop in your fullness hormone, leptin. Naming these moments helps us realize this isn't a personal failure. It's a biological transition we are navigating together. When you share your reality, it helps another woman realize she isn't failing at getting older. We stop seeing these shifts as things to fix through punishment and start seeing them as signs that our system needs different support. So what is your biggest "this is me" moment lately? Are you struggling with the exhaustion of dieting or the emotional toll of a body that feels like a stranger? We are finding our way together one step at a time. Remember, you are not broken. Your body is just asking for a new map. To start, let's talk about why your body suddenly reacts to carbohydrates and sugars in a way it never did before. Have you noticed that even a simple piece of toast or a small bowl of pasta now leaves you feeling strangely puffy or leads to a sudden slump an hour later? You might wonder why these lifelong favorites are suddenly making your waistline grow so quickly. As your estrogen drops, your cells become less tuned in to insulin, the hormone that manages your blood sugar. Instead of burning that bread for energy, your body now treats it like an emergency and stores it as belly fat almost immediately. Continuing down a path of a high-sugar diet keeps your energy on a roller coaster, which can trigger more hot flashes and keep you feeling constantly hungry. A practical solution involves focusing on slow-burning foods like berries or sweet potatoes, which don't cause those big sugar spikes. Your body isn't processing fuel the same way it used to, and switching to these gentler options helps your internal system stay calm. You aren't losing your self-control. Your body is just asking for a different type of energy to keep you steady. Building on that idea of internal energy, let's look at why standard calorie cutting often fails once you pass 50. Have you ever slashed your portions and spent extra time walking, only to find that the scale hasn't moved an inch? It feels incredibly unfair to eat less and move it more, yet see no results. This happens because your resting metabolism, the energy you burn just by breathing and sleeping, makes up about 70% of the calories you use every day. When you cut your food too low, your body thinks you are in a famine and slows that resting speed even further to save energy. Crash dieting leads to you actually losing muscle instead of fat, which makes your metabolism even slower in the long run. A better path involves eating enough nourishing food to keep your system feeling safe rather than starved. Your body is simply responding differently to restriction now, and it needs to feel supported, not punished, to let go of weight. This leads us directly to the vital role of protein, which most of us aren't getting enough of. Do you find yourself feeling hungry again just an hour after eating a light salad or a bowl of soup? You might ask yourself why you can't seem to stay full like you used to. Because your estrogen levels are lower, your body now struggles to hold on to its muscle, and muscle is what burns the most calories for you. Muscles use about 20% of your total daily energy, so when you don't eat enough protein, that burning power starts to fade. A low-protein diet causes your brain to keep sending hunger signals because it's desperate for the building blocks it needs to protect your muscles. A wonderful solution is to aim for a portion of protein, like chicken, fish, or beans, with every single meal. This tells your brain you are satisfied and helps keep your metabolism running. This is not your fault. Your system is just asking for more bricks to keep the house strong. While we are talking about keeping the body strong, I want to share why too much intense exercise might actually be causing you to hold on to weight. Have you been pushing yourself through long, exhausting workouts only to feel more bloated and tired afterward? You might wonder why all that hard work isn't paying off anymore. Intense exercise raises your cortisol, the stress hormone, and after menopause, your body is much more sensitive to stress. When cortisol stays high, your body gets the signal to hold on to every ounce of fat, especially around your middle, to protect you. Overexercising keeps you in a state of high alert that actually blocks weight loss. A helpful way to find balance involves swapping some of that intense cardio for simple resistance training, like using light weights or elastic bands, which builds the muscle that burns fat. Your body is simply looking for a more peaceful way to stay active, and you are doing a great job by listening to its new needs. That sense of high alert also ties into our final point, the fullness hormone called leptin. Have you ever finished a healthy meal, but still felt a nagging urge to go back to the kitchen for a snack? You might ask yourself why your off switch for hunger seems to be broken. Lower estrogen levels cause your body to produce less leptin, which is the chemical that tells your brain, we've had enough food and you could stop now. Without that signal, your brain honestly believes you are starving, even when you aren't. You end up overeating because your internal fuel gauge is giving you the wrong reading. A practical solution is to eat more fiber-rich vegetables and healthy fats like avocado, which help trigger other fullness signals in your stomach. It is a gentle way to help your brain realize it is safe and satisfied. Remember, you are not broken. Your internal communication is just a little fuzzy right now, and we can help clear it up together. We have journeyed through some big changes today, but the most important thing to hold on to is that your body isn't failing you. It is simply asking for a new kind of partnership as your chemistry shifts into this next season. It is not your fault that the old rules of dieting have stopped working. Your system is just responding differently to the world around it. By focusing on nourishing protein, respecting your resting metabolism, and choosing slow-burning fuels, you are giving your body the exact tools it needs to find a steady, healthy balance again. You are helping your internal engine find a rhythm that feels comfortable and sustainable for the woman you are today. If this conversation helped you feel a little more at ease, please like and subscribe so we can continue this journey together. I'd love for you to hop into the comments and tell me which of these metabolic shifts surprised you the most. Don't forget to join me for our next episode, where we'll explore the brain fog fix to help you feel sharp and focused again. Take a deep breath and remember, you are not broken.